Come on!
Hooray!
They're
both dead. This is awesome! The best part of filming Heart Hacker 1 and 2, I would have to definitely say, is the fact that we can come together as a group with one main focus and do extremely well at what we do.
Best parts of filming 1 and 2 would be, I always like to see how close you could come with the fight scenes. We were at the scene when I was beating up, Nicholas Hartong was beating up Solo-T.
I'll make my face go red.
What's the safe word?
When I tap you in the neck. I don't know if I'll say strawberry now.
I can to his nose without actually punching him. And I got into character one time and I actually popped him one on his nose and he was just like, oh, stop, 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 stop.
The worst part of filming Heart Hacker 2, well, there's a lot of cold days, I can tell you that.
He's freezing out.
The basement scene was probably one of the worst. It was long, it was boring, the scenes didn't change. I remember Trav had to lay in freezing water for probably half an hour at the minimum. It was a pretty bad experience, but you know, even the worst experiences have their good moments. It was still an enjoyable day.
But when it comes to what would be the worst part about Heart Hacker 1 was definitely the fact that he wanted to film it in the winter.
It was freezing out, like freezing, snowing. And then now, we're a little bit more dressed up and it's like 88 degrees and it's gorgeous out.
It's a pretty cold experience. Most of his music videos have seemed to be that way.
Yeah, you're getting it now. You want to kiss him too? I mean, while you're at it?
Heart Hacker 1, the song, came about in a very dull way, I guess is the only way to say it. I just was fooling around and I hit the one key and it was on this certain effect for the keyboard and it just really grasped my attention. Like, just, I don't know, I heard the sound and it just completely pumped me up. And literally the lyrics just completely flowed for me. It wasn't like I had to sit there and think about it and write it out. I think half the song I didn't even write out. And then I knew that I needed something extra in this, a girl to be singing about who hacked my heart and kind of like a bad virus. And I thought, you know, Kayla Krayola, she's the one.
Trav's like, hey, you want to record? I'm like, yeah. So I did. I walk into the studio for probably the only second time, I think. And we're sitting down there and he's like, well, here, I'll show you what I got. So I'm like, all right. And plays it for me once. And there's a spot that's just mine, you know, just for me. And I'm like, oh, cool, you know, and I've got all these ideas in my head. And he hands me a blank piece of paper. He's like, here, you know, do your lyrics. And I'm like, okay.
She came in the studio and we just absolutely, for Heart Hacker 1, it was just like I had it all laid out for her. She wrote her own lyrics for her part and we just did it and nailed it. And it just went over way better than we even expected.
My role in the Heart Hackers was to be like another, not a major part, but it was just like a little, you know, kind of extra to feed into it.
We're there to make it a little bit more exciting, give it some more scenery, I guess.
The practices. I mean, there was a lot of stuff in there that we did that took a lot of time to think of, and it was always just fun, you know. I loved being around the people that we were doing the Heart Hackers with, this positive energy, and that was probably the best part for me anyways.
It's tough whenever you have nothing and you're really sitting there thinking, but you don't have that much time to work with sometimes. It gets real dark, or you know, people have things to do and you gotta cram everything in.
My role was strictly behind the scenes. I just gave my input a little bit on a few of the scenes for how I thought, you know, lines could be said, or for camera angles, things of that nature. Nothing too major. Jimmy did a lot of the work with that, and he did great.
Heart Hacker 2 was definitely different in the way that we've got a lot of action scenes, and a lot of his other videos he uses green screens, and this is more live.
It's difficult though, because you're shooting the same scene multiple times. and you have to listen to the song multiple times. You really have to enjoy the music, the people, and what you're really doing to be able to do it, or you're really gonna get tired of it.
And Kayla.
I feel like Mr. Jones' character, he feels suspicious. In Hard Hacker 2, the role that I played as Nicholas Hartong, I never knew what the storyline was supposed to be. I didn't know how it was basically what was to come, whether I really was a good guy or a bad guy. I always just did what I was told. I mean, said crawl through a fire, crawl through a fire.
Hard Hacker 1 is to, of course, you sneeze like once in a day and it's right now. Hard Hacker 1 was just to skim the surface, show the characters, show in a general sense who they were. But Hard Hacker 2 is so much stronger when it comes to the storyline than Hard Hacker 1.
You're just fine.
I believe what happened at the end of Hard Hacker 1 was Kayla Krayola shot Nicholas, what?
Hartong.
Hartong, because he was going against Solo-T and T-Stud.
Nicholas Hartong, which would be Ryan. I think he got shot. I think Kayla wasn't really trying to turn on anybody. She just did something that the spy, which would be Mr. Jones, I think he was trying to cover something up. I think Kayla ended up shooting Nicholas Hartong to kind of protect Solo-T and T-Stud. Am I right?
I'm not telling you.
I think, honestly, that I killed everyone with one shot. Just kidding.
It was probably everyone in different locations, all shot at the exact same time. Everyone is dead.
But then there would be Hard Hacker 2.
No one had a gun to your head.
Oh. I do live.
The entire Hard Hacker 2 is you dancing.
Oh God, help the people.
If you can't beat it, I die! If I can't remember my lines, Kayla, this will get serious.
Definitely an element of surprise in Hard Hacker 2, from what I've grasped from the storyline that I did get in bits and pieces. And nobody's going to expect what happens. I really do believe it's going to throw people off guard.
The song is just catchy. You find yourself singing it.
There you go.
But placed with alongside the video, it just, you know, they add to each other.
You can tell we're having fun, yet it's very well orchestrated, and he puts a lot of time into it. Like, we put a lot of time. We've done this for like 2 years. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's not just, you know, a catchy song to get stuck in their head. It's also that story that, you know, you can just, you know, you can think, okay, what's gonna happen next, you know, and you're just on the edge of your seat.
You know, it's very serious, it's very to the point, so we don't mess around at all. I mean, when Travis, you know, it's time to go, it's time to go. There is no messing around, no nothing. No fun, whatever. It's just to the point, dancing, done. So we can get through it.
I've heard rumor that this might be the last video that we do as a group. Whether it's just speculation or not, it doesn't really matter. It is fun. It has its frustrating moments where you just want to pull your hair out, but for the most part, it is fun to do. And that would be the most upsetting part to me if it would end. But if it continues, hey, that's great. I'd love to be a part of more.
I've heard that this is going to be the end of the videos that our group's going to be doing, because I love doing them. I'm going to miss it a little bit. But
I'm going to miss it a lot. It gave me something to do.
It'd be very disappointing. I think Trav and the whole crew do an amazing job with these videos, and I won't lie, I want to see them go on forever.
Yeah, okay, we're not looking for fame or anything, but we like doing it, so it shouldn't end. I mean, it can grow into something different, but...
People have misunderstood that rumor, that this may be the end. I just think it's going to take a different direction. That's all I'll say about that for now.
They knew she betrayed them. But they never knew why. Now they know. She wasn't alone. Part 2. Coming spring 2012.